Yes lads, Fady here. So today I've got a formation breakdown. I haven't done one of these in a while. The game's changed a bit since the last few of these. One thing I won't be doing this episode though is putting players in and who I'd recommend for these sort of positions, because I kind of feel everyone's already got their teams now and sort of knows the players they want to use. If you do want to know though, any specific players for any sort of budget, do drop them in the comments. And I will do my best to, try and sort a team out or something for you. Today we're going to be doing a 4-4-1-1. Now, this is a formation I've actually been using quite a bit, especially when seeing out games. I don't know why, but defensively it feels very, very strong. The two centre mids especially, it might just be because of who I've got now. But even before, to be fair, when I didn't have Hullet, and I think it was Kante and Zidane, or even before Zidane, I was using this, to be honest. I was using like Kante and Pogba and stuff like that. This would be the formation I'd use to see out games. So we've got 4 custom tactics today. Covers everything you really need. So we start from the ultra defensive and then we'll go to the ultra attacking. So the first one we've got is drop back. So we lower the depth. The width even to 3. This way, it's more compact. Your 2 fullbacks will kind of tuck in and play more like centre backs, and then you'll notice your 2 wingers will kind of drop into that sort of fullback role. So you almost have 6 at the back with your 2 centre mids in front and your centre forward dropping back. Depth 1 as well means they'll literally just be very, very far back. If you played depth 1 before, you know what it's like. It's so hard to break people down if they're on depth 1, and they know how to control the players. They just control the 2 CDMs and stuff like that. But for the offensive, what we're going to have is we're just going to put it on possession, because of how easy it is to keep the ball in this game, to be honest. If you have it on possession, especially when you have it on drop back, by having it on possession, you'll just have your players making them, shorter movements, just creating a little bit of space for you to play the quick passes into. And if you've seen my previous video where it's, kind of new sort of meta way to play, very effective, sort of style, the quick ping pong passes, you'll know this possession kind of play style caters sort of to that with the players' movements. Players in the box, you put it on 1. To be honest, you really just don't really want anyone in the box, to be honest, apart from a striker if you do get it out wide. But even then, if it's this sort of time, you want to be keeping it in the corners. And then obviously corners and free kicks, you just put it on 1 again. You just want everyone to kind of be back ready to defend any sort of counter attack or something like that. So with the instructions, with your striker, I'd keep it all on default apart from your defensive support on comeback. You could always put it on getting behind, but again, I find just having it on mixed means in these sort of circumstances they won't just be running in behind. They'll be coming short to try and receive the ball, hold it up, and then you can always trigger the runs, to be honest, yourself as well, so that's always helpful. And then the comeback, you just want everyone back pretty much. So moving on to the centre forward then. What we're just going to have is false 9 for the attacking runs and comeback. So the false 9 just means, they kind of act like, if you played it with the 4-4-2 with someone on the false 9, you'll notice they'll, drop into that centre forward role. So this, by playing a false 9 on the centre forward, they kind of more drop into a cam role. So, they're kind of further back. So again, you'll be able to link the play a bit easier and stuff like that. And then come back, you just want him back to help on the defensive supports. When it comes to your wingers, so both of them, what you want is come back and stay on the edge. So by having them on stay on the edge, they won't really be making the attacking runs anyway, because you have the attacking runs or whatever it is on 1. So you won't really notice them making any runs or getting that far forward. They'll kind of be back ready to help with the counter attacks. Just basically you want to have come back on them and stay on the edge. With your 2 centre mids, you want to have stay back while attacking, cover centre, stay on the edge. Again, stay on the edge for the same reasons. Stay back, you don't want them pushing up at all. and then cover centre, because obviously your two wide players will be covering the flanks, with the fullbacks who you obviously have on stay back while attacking. So this is kind of a more, I'd say, tactic to go into a game with when you're a bit more unsure, you're not feeling confident about using more of like the balance. Drop back depth 3, I don't change the width. I don't really like playing around with width unless it's for, you know, the ultra defensive ones. But yeah, I don't really like playing around with the width too much. The depth 3, so you do have it so your players will be dropping back fairly deep, but not deep enough so you won't be able to counter-attack your opponent when you get the ball back and stuff like that. And then balanced, so you can do a bit of everything, to be honest even. You know, be able to play them ping pong passes, get the ball out, stuff like that. And then width on 5 players in the box on 5 as well. Yeah, you just kind of want the striker, centre forward, and then either the opposite winger or your centre mid, your left centre mid, even getting into the box, something like that. Corners, I put it on 3, and free kicks 2. Again, it's just really preference. Your striker, now the only thing again I have on the striker for this sort of one is stay forward, so they can do a bit of everything, you know, interlink the play, stuff like that, and then maybe peel off, that maybe do some 1-2 bounce passes, stuff like that, not just, you know, getting behind. Stay forward, you don't really want them filtering back because you already have, as you can see, your centre forward doing it, coming back. False 9 again for the same reasons, come back, you know, you still, if you're playing drop back on this, you're still going to want them to support in the defence. And again, same reason really for the wingers. The only thing what really changes is the crosses. You just have that unbalanced, you know, there's no need for them to constantly get into the box, but there's no need for them to stay on the edge. So, you know, they'll get in the box when they need to, essentially, and that goes for both the left and right. Your 2 centre mids, again, stay back while attacking, cover centre. Balanced crosses this time, again, if they're forward, they can get in the box. If they're not, you know, they obviously won't make their forward runs. And then your fullbacks on stay back. For your kind of more, again, this is what I'd say is more of a balanced overall formation. Defensive style balance. So as you can see, it's it says a balanced style where your team presses the ball to the middle of the pitch and your team shape is neutral. So again, there's no real, it's not, your team's not going to be dropping back deep, but they're not going to be too far up the pitch, and that's why I have the kind of the full depth. Again, I think that's kind of a balanced kind of depth. You could bump up to 5 if you want. Again, it's preference. Offensive style balanced, again for the same reasons, you know, players in the box, width, all the kind of the same. But yeah, again, striker, just stay forward. You want him to still interlink the play. Your centre forward, you're gonna still want to come back on the defence. They'll kind of filter back, as you can kind of see. It's more like it kind of is a 4-2-3-1, but with 2 higher centre mids. But because as you can see there, your wide players are on getting to the box and basic defensive support. So your wide players will still come back on the defensive side of things, but they will maybe come back a bit slower than if you have it on comeback, but you can track back with them anyway. But yeah, get into the box because you want them to be making them runs, you know, attacking the box, getting in there. So that's why you have your centre forward on kind of comebacks. They kind of filter back with the wide players. And for your right centre mid, this needs to be your more defensive one. So in my case, I have this as Nainggolan. So he's on the stay back while attacking, cover centre. You know, I don't really want him getting forward. He will still filter forward at times, but for the majority of the time, he will be staying back. And my left centre mid, who is Hullet, I want to be then getting into the box, you know, attacking it. That's why I keep it on balance. So again, he'll filter between staying back and getting forward, and then he will get into the box when needed as well, and cover centre. You know, the wide players will still be coming back to help, and that's why you still. And then, in fact, I'm not sure why it isn't, but both your fullbacks will still be on stay back while attacking. And then I guess you could have, you know, maybe aggressive, conservative, but I just keep it on normal, you know, because then I can kind of dictate the interceptions my players are going to use. So yeah, the final one is the ultra attacking one. So yeah, when it comes to the ultra attacking one, what I personally use is press on heavy touch. You could also do press after possession loss or constant pressure, but again, it's all preference. I personally like press on heavy touch, but you know, if it does get a lot later into the game, I would definitely put on constant pressure and up the depth, especially if it gets like the 80th. But this is a good one to switch to in like 65th, 70th if you really need a goal, you're down by 2 or something like that. Depth, yeah, 5. You could always put 6. Again, it is preference. I kind of like that because it's kind of just balanced. Fast build up, you just want to be able to flood players forward, get as many up there as possible. Players in the box, 4. Now you'll see why you want your 2 strikers or your striker and centre forward, your centre mid and your opposite winger to get into the box. You want to flood it. You could always put, you know, even more in there. You could just pretty much get everyone in the box. But personally, I like that. Corners, free kicks, preference, but I'd probably put them on like 4 minimum. With your striker, I just put getting behind, stay forward, because your centre forward has the mixed attack now and stay forward, so they will like kind of act like a second striker anyway. So you'll be alright with that. I think that works very well when I use it anyway. For your wingers, you want to have stay forward, cut inside, getting behind and getting to the box on. Now you'll see why cut inside in a sec, but stay forward, you don't want them coming back really. You want to be able to counter attack your opponents and stuff like that, or quickly, not even just counter attack. When you get the ball, you want to be able to ping it to them and then be far forward and run in behind. Yeah, getting behind, like I said, you want them to get in behind. Cut inside, like I said, you'll see in a second. Get into the box, that works with the crosses. Now I'll move on to the cutting side before we use the going to the centre mids. Now that's because you want your fullbacks to be on join the attack and overlap. The reason you're doing this is you need 2 goals, you need a goal, something like that. So by having them on join the attack, they'll be, you know, helping out with the attack, as it says. And by having your wingers on cut inside and then them on the overlap, you know, you're basically again flooding the box, and then you'll probably end up having quite a few bodies in there. Yeah, that goes for both fullbacks. Now with your right centre mid, again, this is your more defensive one. You just want it balanced all over and cover centre. And for your other one, you're going to want get forward, get into the box, cover centre. Now this is again your more attacking one, so that'll be why you just want them to, you know, get forward and support the attacks. The only thing you could do, which I haven't done here, and again it's preference, is put aggressive interceptions on your front 4, and potentially your more defensive centre mid, and even your more attacking one if you want. You could basically put aggressive interceptions on everyone. And your goalkeeper, you could always, you know, if your opponent gets a corner, you could just, or anything. I'd say sweeper keeper is probably the best for your keeper, but again, just keep it on balance if you really wanted to. But yeah, that's the 4-4-1-1. I mean, it does. These custom tactics work for both variants, because I know there's one where it's more of a, what's it called, 4-4-1-1 bracket 2, as you can see there, with a more attacking mid sort of one, and your wingers push up a bit more. But yeah, it works for both of them. This is kind of, you know, my first formation review back. I'll try and get the more of these out. If you do have any formations you want me to kind of break down and have custom tactics and player instructions for, drop them in the comments below. I'm planning to have maybe another video out this week. I know again I slacked a bit with the uploads last week, but that's because Premier League started, and yeah, I basically grinded that quite a bit to try and get, you know, a bit of a lead, so I don't really have to play it as much anymore. We're currently sitting second. The only reason we're not first again is, I mean, I will say it is a bit of BS as to why, and you know, the person above me, you know, had tons of no-shows by the looks of it and stuff like that. But yeah, got a few games tonight, and hopefully they go well. A lot of problems with the Premier League this year as well. I might have a video going in on that, but we'll see. But yeah, I've got some gameplay videos coming up as well, some plans. You know, I've been recording some games, and I might do an analysis video. I played a very, very good pro this weekend. I won't say the result just yet, because I'll probably make a video on that, but again, I'll go over, analyse it. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, do leave a like, comment any formations or videos, or you know, if you need help building a team, stuff like that, in the comments below. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you later.